Right, so here is the walkthrough of my PD patch and Unity project. For some strange reason, I don't know why, I've tried to fix it, but I don't know what's going on. It needs the Kalimba patch for it to work. It, for some reason, won't connect with Unity independently, so that Kalimba test patch needs to be open as well. Um, so looking at the PD patch first, obviously you got the little Kalimba send thing that connects with Unity, and I've got a few things in here. So I've got the music, I've got a shell explosion, I've got like a reload of the tank shells and when the tank shells are fired. I've got like a little round start thing where it just plays a WAV file. Um, this is just like a little off switch, sort of like whilst I'm in the patch, just in case stuff's still playing. I've got a few things linked up to this. This doesn't actually get used in the interaction. And then I've got the engine as well, like the engine sound of the tanks. And then I've got like a wind patch, so I'll take you through these. So first of all, we've got the music. There's a receive for like the music starting, and then a receive for when it stops, and it hits this bang, and it will start playing. If we look inside, see it's like a random note generator. It's got a couple of these things that need to be ticked, a couple of these boxes, which allows for both of these like notes to be written out just randomly. Then I've just got an inlet to be able to sort of turn it on and off. So we'll stop that. Yeah, that's off. I've got the shell explosion, so that's a receive into a bang. Just the default setting of the explosion factory patch, so that'll just send off an explosion. Then like reloading the tank, the rocket, it's the shells that tank fire, and then when it's fired, then into that it's a load of like sub patches, like pre-made. So I just made an inlet to the reload and an inlet to the fire. So reload, fire, and that's connected to the receives for the spacebar being pressed and held down and then let go as such in accordance with the game. And I've got a wind patch, so basically it's just standard wind patch, like a noise speed it requires on like another patch sort of within as well. But I've also managed to put an on and off switch whilst, like, so that the wind turns off whilst the game's before the round starts, and when the round starts, the wind will turn on. Then when the round ends, wind will turn off. So that's to turn it on, then that's to turn it off. At the start of the game as well, with like the round one, round two, I wanted to implement as well, just have a go at implementing like playing a WAV file. So I've just got like the fight from Mortal Kombat. I've got like a little delay of a couple of seconds, 2000 milliseconds from when the round starts. So it will just sort of shout fight just before the round one disappears. So I've pressed it a couple of seconds and then it'll say fight. And I've got the engine patch as well. So I've got the stop receive, which just sets the engine speed to 0, so it won't be heard. Then I've got like a for when the round starts or the tank is idle, the engine speed will slide from wherever it is down to like 27 and 500 milliseconds, so it will like quickly go down. and then when the tank is moving, it will activate and send and receive the what I've called tank speed here. So as it's moving, it will slowly accelerate from where it is to like 6 on here, quite slowly, so you kind of get the feel of it accelerating, so it doesn't just go from to it'll like slowly go up, like you'll see it in a minute. So obviously you got the line for these to work as well. That's basically just like an off switch. So if I adjust the slider, it'll, so if I click 0, that's off. That's like to the idle speed. Then as the tank's moving, it will like speed up to that point, and that's like the flat out sound. Then when it's idle again, it will like back to slow down again and then turn off. And then inside, it's just like a 4-stroke engine speed. It's got the engine speed slider in there, but I felt it'd be sort of easier to see it on there as well. Then inside, you just got all of these making up how the engine works. So got all of that. That's everything in the patch, I believe. So that should all be working nicely. And if we move over to the actual Unity project, if you see it in action, actually no, before seeing it in action, need to have a look at the scripts. So we've got the tank manager script. Just got to let monodevelop open a second, just so that we can see the Kalimba coding. Just give it a second to load. Right, so this is the tank manager script. So this basically interacts and controls all of the tank movement, and there's not a Kalimba script on there. I think this is a different script, has just been opened by monodevelop by default. So here's the game manager script, and as you can see, you've got the little Kalimba PD thing here, which essentially allows Kalimba and then opens the Kalimba patch. Then there we go. At round, like when the round starts, like as soon as the round start text comes up, it sends back to receiver, so like sends a signal from Unity to Kalimba PD for the round start, which is that one there, and then that'll make the fight happen after a small delay. Then as soon as you have like tank control, I've basically, this was originally like the signal just for the music, but I figured that it was easier to like use it for everything as well, so that's why it's called OSC music. So like when the round starts, it will trigger that send, and then when the round stops, it will then trigger that one. And then as you can see, you've got like the music and stop music attached to quite a few of these inside of the wind as well. So a bunch of these will turn on and turn off at like the same time when the rounds start and finish. We've got the shell explosion. No, it's not in that one. I cannot remember what scripts these are all in. I think it's, I know what it is. It's because I'm looking in the wrong scripts. No, it's not in that one. Well, I've got more of these sends and receives in some of the other scripts. There we go. tank movement should be... No, it's not in... For some reason I cannot find what scripts these are in. I may be looking in the completely wrong bit. It's because I believe... Yeah, I've been looking in the wrong folders. There we go, I've been looking in the wrong folders. Easy mistake, but yeah. So yeah, here's the shell explosion. So when the missile that's fired from the tank like explodes, like there's initiating kalimba, same as before. And so then when it explosions, that would be where the audio would be played, like if I was using standard audio files. But instead it's a send to kalimba for the shell explosion, which is over here, so it activates that, and then you got a shell explosion. Then we've got the tank as well. We've got tank movement. So should have. There we go. Not sure where the kalimba initiate is on here. I think I forgot to put it in, but it does still work because it's open anyway. So you got the tank idle once you've been given control of the tank will be idling as soon as the game starts. So that's the send for tank idle, and then tank speed, which is the one that slowly gets higher in pitch as you move over time. And then the last one is tank shooting. I've put the kalimba thing in here. I think realising now it only actually needs to be on one of them, but oh well, it works. Don't try and fix what isn't broken. And then for the shooting, so that's holding down the spacebar for the shooting, press down, it sends to that reloading, and then once as it fires, it sends to the unpressed one, which is the sound of it firing. And then to hear all of this in action, start the game, and then just listen for all the sounds. Fight! So you can hear it's all going off. There we go. Fight. That's basically the walkthrough of my patch.